My name is Frank from New Jersey.
How's it going, Frank? What's on your mind? Thanks for the call.
Yes, I happened to catch your the conversation debate with Sargon of Akkad, Akkad, whatever. And then I went back to your YouTube station, and you said something to him like you were going to like destroy him. And he
well, I didn't say that to him, but in general.
section.
Yeah, in general,
Yeah,
yeah, I said that as a blanket statement to anybody, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I thought you did okay, but you definitely didn't destroy him. And I'm a Black American male too, right?
Okay.
And what I didn't like what you did was that, like I said, you did a good job, but he left on a smug note. He left, looking at the YouTube debate, he had that look like, yeah, I got you, brother. And one thing, here's one point. He said that you were disabling blacks by giving them excuse for being poor. And you agree with him. You go, okay, yeah. So what? And so
you got to show me that part.
I was just
you got to show me that part.
Yeah. If you go back into the debate, he said that you were disabling blacks by giving them a way out because he was like, blacks don't have an excuse. And you actually, when he said that you were disabling blacks, you were like, yeah, okay, so what? Like you agreed with him. And I was surprised because,
I tell you what, find the clip of that portion, find the timestamps, send that to me. I doubt that one very, very seriously. Maybe we had two different things, conversations happen at the same. That actually happened a couple of times today, but definitely would never agree. If you saw it, you saw it. Send me the timestamp and we'll do it like that. But, okay. So what else you got?
Another thing was that it's the same debate. I know you just failed to just stomp. I thought you, being Benjamin Dixon, I've seen you with Boyce Watkins and that light-skinned black chick, what's Cornell, whatever.
Yvette, that's my girl.
Yvette, yeah. And so I thought that you would destroy Sargon. And you
what's
didn't.
funny,
So that's what my
here's the
disappointment
irony.
is.
Here's the irony. Let me cut you off, but here's the irony, right? So, one thing I learned about these little conversations, these debates, right, is that you're not going to please everybody. So I have like quite a few people from Sargon's audience who are telling him that he got completely cucked by me, right? And then on the flip side, I had other ones who were saying that I was just belligerent. I'm like, how the fuck was I belligerent in this? But then I have other people who say that I wasn't belligerent enough. So I'm just going to take the debate as it was. And some people liked it. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. Some people think I cucked them. And some people think that I didn't cuck them. So, I can't pacify everybody's desire on that debate. But I will say this. In my opinion, once he conceded to everything he conceded to at the beginning in the first 20 minutes, it was like the conversation was over because it was based on his video about the Black Lives Matter ideology. And he conceded point after point after point that it was fallacious to lay fringe examples of people being violent at the feet of Black Lives Matter. That was the purpose of our conversation, and he conceded that in the first 30 minutes. So, it's really, what's the point of, demolishing a person at that point when they've already conceded your point? Otherwise, I would have just been belligerent. But okay.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to be belligerent, but you're right. The first half, you were doing well. First half, you won that one. I totally agree with your assessment. But when he tried to turn on, his thing was like, well, blacks are poor because of black culture. Blacks are poor because they're making excuses. Blacks are poor because it's their own fault. And I was waiting for you to stomp a hole in him like, dude, blacks went through Jim Crow and chattel slavery. Don't you think that enough would but you didn't stomp him. You left him with a smug note. And but you're right. The first 20 minutes, you were.
But I did. I did give him all those facts about not allowing him to. And everyone who's wondering what we're talking about, obviously, this morning I had a debate with our conversation, whatever you want to call it, with Sargon of Akkad. And it ended up being like an hour and 20 minutes. It really could have been over in the first 30 minutes. Everything after that was kind of just us meandering around some basic talking points. But go and everyone go listen to it. Everybody make their own assessment. It is what it is. It was what it was. All I know is that, you ask his audience, he lost, not all of his audience, but enough of his audience that like he was look at the comment section. Like, the comment section is evidence enough of what we were talking about in the whole conversation, right? So here I am, going toe to toe with them on every premise, and we're having a general conversation, but I didn't let up off of him on any premise except for the last 5 minutes when I had to leave because the studio here absolutely has to be shared. I had to, we started 45 minutes late. I needed to be gone 45 minutes earlier. But besides those last 5 minutes where I was just trying to get off the phone with them, we didn't let up at all. But everyone go make your own choice, make your own decision. If it's a matter of me, dragging him through the mud, I know everybody. I would love to have drug him through the mud, but you got to understand your audience. Let me give you this. If you have some, and this is why I actually want to go on Fox News, because I'll give Fox News this much. People like Bill O'Reilly and Sean Hannity, they are as belligerent on TV as they are on Twitter, right? And as they are behind, like they don't hide behind anything. And Sargon was quite amenable, right? He was very pleasant, very, wanting to be, so I'm not going to go and throw a hammer down on somebody who's trying to be, it's like, that would have made me look like, that would have played right into his narrative of, oh, you're an angry black man. I'm like, okay, so whatever you give me, I'll give you back. But I do push back on your notion that I let up on him on the. I have to find that clip and see it in context. So if you find the timestamp, I will review it. And if I legitimately made that kind of error, I will own that error. But I don't think I made that mistake. So find me on Twitter, send me the link, and we'll check it out. All right.
All right, bro. Have a good day.
All right, you too, man. Thanks for the call. 857-600-0518. That's what I get for answering calls first. I get for answering calls first. Somebody, first caller call in said I sucked. What the hell is going on, man? But no, I know I did not drag Sargon through the mud, because it was like, what's the point at this point? The first 30 minutes he conceded to everything, all of my premises. So I mean, I will give you this. He did rob me. I'm going to admit, Sargon robbed me. He robbed me of the opportunity to actually crush him and be, equally as belligerent and be belligerent with data. So, I mean, and it's a standard tactic in debating, quote unquote debating. It's a standard tactic where you disarm your opponent with kindness. Okay. I saw that in the first 2 seconds from the time we picked up the line. I'm like, oh, okay. This is what this is going to be. And so by doing that, you allow your opponent to lose by being the belligerent one while you seem like the rational one. And as much as I would have liked to have an all-out war, because his video, and here's the thing, like juxtapose, and I want everyone to do this. Like this is not a slight against Sargon. I actually said this in our debate. If you juxtapose what he said in the BLM video to what he conceded to in our conversation this morning, two totally different people. Two totally, entirely. His tone, his tenor, and his premises in that BLM video about the ideology of BLM completely flipped 180 degrees, which is why the last hour of the whole conversation, he's, trying to find something about black marriage being the problem and, whatever the case may be.